Do you ever feel like you get very creatively blocked? Or you feel like your creative juices aren't flowing, things aren't going your way, you want to be more creative, you feel like no ideas are coming through, and you feel stuck? Well, in this video I'm going to show you 3 hacks to be able to get over your creative blocks. So the first one is meditate. It might seem like something that's separate from creativity, but really spirituality and creativity are one and the same, because spirituality, when you learn about it, it's about the creative nature of the universe. Everything's always changing, things are always flowing, and nature itself is in a constant state of change. But when you do learn about spirituality, you realise that you don't change yourself. Your existential nature doesn't change, but everything around you does change. So you're the unchanging energy of existence. But when you tap into that unchanging energy, you'll be able to manipulate the things that are changing around you and be able to use them to be able to create artistic forms of work. So when you can meditate and ground yourself and rediscover that side of you, that unchanging energy that you are, you'll be able to creatively tap into that energy more. You'll be able to tap into the energy and be able to make more creative things, and your ideas will flow more and come to you more. You'll get more downloads, as people say. The downloads of the creative ideas will come into your existence. You'll download them and you'll be like, okay, I want to make that video about that thing, or I want to make a short film about this topic, or you come out with a story. You could come out with some dialogue that you think, oh, that'd be good for that thing I was thinking about doing before, or maybe you think, I want to make a picture about this, or it could be many different creative forms, but it comes to you when you allow it to come in. So when you meditate, you can become more grounded, and you allow the creative force to come in. You stop trying to force it, and you actually just allow it to come in. So that's hack number 1. Hack number 2 is to watch somebody that inspires you. The reason for that I talk about this is that I think that when we watch somebody that inspires us, it'll change our state and it'll change our mood, and we'll be able to feel that joy and that resonance that we feel with that person. Something about them that inspires us to actually do something ourselves. So if we can get into that state, it is quite similar to when we meditate and become into a state where you become inspired, you get in that state. But it might be somebody that's got a certain energy that's like really upbeat, or it could be an energy that's actually completely opposite, but you enjoy that quality of that energy. So just something that you resonate with, watch somebody that you really like and you enjoy and you get inspired by, and then that can get you into that state, and then come away from it and go, right, challenge yourself to be creative then, and just see if what comes through. And you can actually, another good way to do it actually is to watch the video then meditate. So you could use the two of those hacks together. You could meditate first and then maybe watch the video and get in that state and then meditate again. And when you've transferred into that state, you might be able to bring more downloads in, because you've got this new state that you've stepped into. And then, like I say, you don't force it, you then let the flow come in, and you let things come into you, the ideas and the energy that comes in, to be able to keep you creative and get rid of those creative blocks, so you don't feel stuck. You feel like you're flowing again and just expressing. And now for hack number 3. If you sometimes get overwhelmed when you're not getting any ideas and you're forcing yourself, like I said before, another way is to have a nap, just to go to sleep and have a rest. Some people call it a power nap, power snooze, call it different things. But basically it can be a really good tool for you to be able to get out of that sort of tension and that sort of contraction of like trying to get creativity out of you and force it out of you and say, I need to do it right now. Instead of that energy, it's like a releasing and like a relaxing, and like, okay, let's just stop, slow down, similar to meditation. So these 3 hacks are quite similar in nature, because that's kind of the nature of creativity, is about allowing the creativity to come through you. You're like a conduit or a portal. You're the vehicle of that energy. When the creativity needs you as much as you need the creativity. The energy needs you as much as you need the energy. So you can't try and force it to come, because it would be like, I don't want to come to you because you're forcing me. It's like not fair to the energy if you look at it in that way. that's more easy to understand. But really, when you just feel you're in that state and you feel inspired, that energy will naturally come to you, and it'll be like, oh yes, it's like you're a match to that energy. You get into that state, and then the energy is like, okay, you're a match to me, so I'm going to come to you, and then it brings it in. But if you're all tight and stiff and trying to force it, it's like, no, I don't want to go over there. That's not who I am. That's not what I am. So I'm not going to go to you. So there you go. That's 3 hacks to be able to get out of the creative block and enjoy yourself, express yourself, be more you, be less of trying to pretend to be other people and be, a copy of everybody else, carbon copy. Be yourself and express yourself. See you later.
I had a dream